You know the story of Goldilocks, right? She tried the porridge, too hot, too cold, and then just right. She tried the chairs, too little, too big, and finally, just right. Same with the beds. Too hard, too soft, and then just right. Homeschooling is exactly like that. Most families try different methods, different curriculum choices, even different schedules before they find something that's just right. Here's the good news. That's not failure. That's totally normal. Hey, if we haven't met, I'm Kim with Not Consumed Ministries. We help families grow in faith so they can live not consumed by life. Today we're talking about eclectic homeschooling. What it is, why it works so well for my family, and how you can build your own eclectic curriculum with confidence. If you've ever felt like just one method doesn't fit your child or your season of life, you're in the right place. I homeschooled my kids all the way through graduation, and looking back after 22 years, we never fit neatly into one method. Eclectic homeschooling gave us the freedom to thrive. When I first started homeschooling, people would ask, "What method do you use?" And usually they expected me to say Charlotte Mason, classical, textbook, or unschooling. Here's my confession. We tried them all. Seriously, over the years, we did Charlotte Mason, classical, unit studies, textbook, even some unschooling. And you know what? None of it harmed my kids. In fact, they thrived, academically, socially, and spiritually. Here's why it works so well. Number one, kids aren't all the same. Each of my kids had unique needs, gifts, and learning styles. My boys were basically unschooled through kindergarten and most of first grade. My oldest boy could not sit still, so bookwork was a nightmare. When he got a little older and we tried Charlotte Mason, short lessons, active learning, time outdoors, it was a perfect fit for him. By the time he hit middle school, he was well above the curve. Now my daughter, she was the opposite. She loved structure. Give her a textbook and a lesson plan and she was honestly happy. That kind of structure would have driven her brothers crazy, but it was exactly what she wanted. That's the beauty of eclectic homeschooling. Each child can learn in the way that God designed them to learn, and at the pace that they need most. Number two, seasons change. Our homeschool always shifted with seasons of life. When I first started with my nephew, we used a lot of traditional textbooks because that's what he was used to, and I knew he was going to return to public school. Later, with my own kids, we dove into unit studies full of literature, field trips, and hands-on projects. It was wonderful until life got messy. Their dad left and I was pregnant with number 4, and I just didn't have the energy to keep up with that method anymore. So we adjusted. We moved into classical, and we loved that for a while. And when we moved towns and my work demands changed, we had to pivot again. And that's the point. It's okay to change when your seasons change. If you box yourself into one method, you're going to be overwhelmed with guilt and frustration. Number 3. Labels can be restrictive. Another reason we leaned eclectic was because labels felt so restrictive. I've always been the type who likes change. I'd rearrange the living room for fun and even considered moving to a new town a fun challenge. So being boxed in by a single homeschool method just did not work for me. For example, one of my favorite parts of Classical Conversations was the Memory Work CD. My kids and I love singing the Timeline song together. Even after we left CC, we kept right on singing it. Why? Well, because it worked and it was fun. Why give it up just because we didn't fit the label anymore? The same thing happened with unit studies. Before family vacations, we'd often pull together a unit study about that location. Or if we stumbled across something amazing on a nature walk, we pulled out our best Charlotte Mason style notebooks and went to town. These things are valuable. It would have been silly to stop doing them just because they didn't fit neatly into a particular method. That's what eclectic homeschooling really is. A melting pot. You take the best of each method, keep the parts that work for you and your kids and your season, and leave the rest behind. So what did this look like in practice? Here's an example of what a typical year might have looked like for one of my kids. Language arts was living books paired with our reading journal. This has always been one of my favorite tools because it gives kids structure without being rigid. They could read deeply, think critically, and respond creatively. And it works with pretty much any book. Whether your child is into biographies, historical fiction, classical literature, it doesn't matter. They get to pick. For us, the reading journal was the glue that held language arts together. And you could say it was a Charlotte Mason style. History, Classical Conversations Memory Work CD. Of course, that's a classical method. Science, Apology of Flying Creatures with a notebooking journal, so traditional and unit study. Math, teaching textbooks. fairly traditional. See how that works? You don't have to marry one method. Just pick what works for each child. Over the years, I have fallen in love with how mixing methods really works. This is the philosophy that we've used to create our pre-K curriculum all around town and our kindergarten curriculum backyard and beyond. They're designed with an eclectic approach. I wanted to pull the very best of each style, hands-on activities, living books, nature exploration, and just enough structure to help kids fall in love with learning from the very beginning. Hey, I'll link those in the description so you can check them out. And just to cover the elephant in the room, no, Eclectic homeschooling didn't leave gaps in my kids' education. What mattered most was that they learned how to learn, not just facts to pass a test. So how do you build an eclectic homeschool curriculum without feeling lost? Here are the 3 steps I wish someone had told me when I was just starting. Number 1, write your vision. Your big picture why will guide every choice you make. It's really important. Number 2, know your kids. List their strengths, weaknesses, and learning preferences. Who needs freedom? Who needs structure? Number 3, consider your season. What does life look like right now? Caring for toddlers, working, walking through a transition? Be honest about what you can handle. Once you've got those 3 pieces, you can pull together the tools that fit your family best. Now, if this feels overwhelming, that's exactly why I created the Homeschool Planning Bootcamp. In just 5 days, I'll help you set your vision, choose curriculum, and create a plan that fits your unique family. So, if you're feeling like Goldilocks, trying one thing and then realizing it's too hard, too soft, too boring, know this, it's okay. That's part of the homeschool journey. Homeschooling isn't about sticking to one label. It's about finding what works right for your family. I'd love to help you do that in my Homeschool Planning Bootcamp. In just 5 days, I'll help you create a plan that's realistic, adaptable, and rooted in your family's needs. So check out that link in the description. Because at the end of the day, homeschooling isn't about perfection. It's about faithfully discipling the kids that God has given you. One subject, one season, one step at a time. So what about you? Have you ever felt like one method didn't fit your child? Tell me in the comments. What's one thing that did work for your family? And don't forget, if you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future encouragement and resources to help your family grow in faith. It's a blessing to us and it helps us get the word out to others. So thank you for doing that. If you're looking for more homeschool tips and tricks, I will put that playlist up now.